G'day, welcome back to Tippy Tail Tuesday. Jerry, you're back again, Jerry. Yeah, we're back again. I've been a bit sick the last couple of weeks, just for 1 week really. Don't worry about COVID. Hey Jerry, the bloody flu season's back. I think there's like 6 people got the flu this time last year, and now it's up to like 30,000 people. I think once everyone took their masks off, the bloody flu decided to come back. Hey Jerry, it's cold now. Yeah, it's very cold. So it's winter in Australia, and the bad thing about getting sick is that you miss out on things. I had a Vivid tickets to go on a boat with OM Systems, actually, the Olympus. They were holding with Direct, one of the retailers that I buy my cameras from. And for 80 bucks you could go on a cruise and see Vivid. If you don't know what Vivid is, in Sydney the whole city lights up with like lights and lasers and shit like that. And you know, the Opera House all lights up with all these fantastic light shows and stuff. And I was meant to go on that, but I got sick, so what I did, I booked another session for a walking one this time, and there's going to be a few camera people there. Olympus, OM Systems, Fuji, Canon, they're all representatives will walk with you. Basically, I think it's just a marketing ploy so they can show you their latest gear. Jerry, you sit there. You want to be on the TV? You want to be on the TV? Yes, a good girl, puppy. Yes, a good girl, Jerry. And just like try and give you some lenses to try out. I was going to bring my Artisan, 7 Artisan. Jerry, you stay here. You stay here, Jerry. I was going to bring my 7 Artisan 7.5mm lens wide, super wide fisheye, and that would have encompassed everything. But I really wanted to go just to meet Olympus OM Systems, and maybe they might offer me, give me some lenses to try out. That would have been good. I really wanted to try out that 8 to 25mm, because that's one lens that I'm thinking of I want to buy, because that 8 to 25 is perfect. It solves that little gap between, you know, 7 and 14 with the kit lens. And then if it's going to go all the way to 25mm, bonus, you've got that whole range. It's very expensive. I didn't realise 8 to 25. So to do that, you can't do live view. Jerry, you sit down and you sit down, relax, Jerry, relax. Huh, you're on TV, Jerry. You got to relax. Pardon me. And I don't know how to shoot. I guess that's why I wanted to bring that 7 Artisan lens, because it's really super wide open at whatever aperture, and it's super wide as well. Jerry, you sit down. Yeah, that's a good girl, Jerry. Yes, you get nice and warm. You put your jumper on. You got your jumper? And with that, the wider the aperture, the better, obviously, to let more light in. Probably not as needed as much, because there's so many vivid lights coming in from the spectacular show that goes on anyway. You probably don't really need such a wide aperture, but I was really looking forward to talking to OM Systems. Let's see what happens anyway next week when we go on a photo walk with Olympus or OM Systems. Yeah, it's probably just some rep who wants to sell you some gear. I'll ask him for a good deal on the OM1. Hey Jerry, should I buy the OM1? What do you think? I'll up my game and buy the OM1. So Jerry, so my sister recently bought that EP09, and I was thinking about it. when I lent her my 14 to 150 lens, and she just like full on, oh, this is a game changer for her. And it kind of was. Like, I took it for granted, because when I bought my EM10 Mark II, it came with the kit 14 to 42 and also the 40 to 150. Kind of always had that in my kit from day one. But she only had the 14 to 42. So when I was lent her the zoom, she was like blown out of the water. I was like, oh wow, this is what photography is all about. It's like, I think, and that's what her coming from a phone, which most people do these days. I mean, no one really thinks about buying a proper camera because they got their phone, so they're not enthusiasts, they're not amateurs. But what really blows everyone out of the water is when you do flip over to a proper camera, an interchangeable lens camera that I'm talking about, is the zoom. You can't get that on a phone. And so she just recently bought the 40 to 150, the classic kit that I had. Mine broke actually. I made a video, I don't know, it fell off the tripod. But she's just bought that. She's really excited about that because it kind of opens up a whole new world. Because with the 14 to 42, that's okay, but it kind of just still gives you, it's like from an amateur's point of view, someone who's never really gotten into photography like my sister, that 40 to 150, which is the equivalent of 300 millimeters, which is massive, you know, for someone coming from a phone, is like opens up a whole new world where and it really encourages you to take it on photography and learn it even more. It's true, like a gear does take you along that journey, and well, it sparks something inside you that says wow, and it's really exciting now to have that reach, and the photos that you could not have taken with your phone. I mean, you can zoom in with your phone, but the quality is shit. Even with the phones, the latest phones, it's the lens, you know, that's really, they can't get away with it. I mean, you can have attachments on the phones, you know, all these moment lenses and shit like that, but nothing beats a proper camera. That's what I'm trying to say. And what I'm trying to say really is that and it's like that enthusiasm. I remember when I got mine, I had that 40 to 150 on it all the time. It was my go-to everywhere I went, you know, because it just gave you that versatility, that reach, especially if you're out on a walk. There's so many more opportunities than a wide-angle lens. Obviously, it depends what you're doing, but yeah, just trying to say that enthusiasm for photography really gave her a boost in it, and just from that one, you know, $150 lens, secondhand, it's bargain, you know. That I really like that 40 to 150. I might buy one. I might buy another one. No, I mean, I've got the 14 to 150, but they're so cheap these days. We went out to the zoo again. I took my sister this time, and that's where I lent her to the 150 lens, and that's where she was like, you know, a kid in a candy store, you know, zooming in on the animals and that. I bought my EM1 Mark II with the 100 to 400. Took some more photos, and I tried out this sling for the first time. Unreal, 15 bucks, can't go wrong. Inca, you know, it's not the best, but it does the trick. And just sit by my side, walking around, really good, you know. And so that's I took a few photos at the zoo again. It's really struggling to find content these days because it's location, Jerry. Yes, because it's the places you go. Like I remember that James Poppis was saying, you know, save yourself some money, don't buy the latest gear, but invest in going on new locations to expand your photography that way. because once you've learned photography, you know, other than macros and things like that, the real idea of it is it lets you travel. It gives you an excuse to go somewhere and take photos, if anything, you know, for a holiday anyway, but bring your camera with you, because that's the beauty, that's the best part of photography, is the travel part of it and seeing new things. Obviously it's catching that moment, and you know, and getting really, it's like little micro wins. when you get a really good photo, Jerry, it's like that little micro yes win. Obviously there's a lot of shit photos in between, but when you do get that one really good snap, even if it's just like a one fleeting moment, you go, you know, it's a satisfaction that you did something that you couldn't do before. Jerry, did you go on a photo walk too? Yes, you did, Jerry. And you took your little harness as well. You remember this? You gonna go for a walk? Hey. Jerry's a photographer too. You went for a little, put it on your head, Jerry. No. Yes, Jerry. So this little Insta360. Do you remember, Jerry? And you went for a little photo walk and you took some really good photos, Jerry. So that was something that Jerry did, mainly because I didn't have anything for Tippy Tail Tuesday, so I thought, Jerry, you take over and you do Tippy Tail Tuesday. It's your show anyway, Jerry. Hmm? So, and I just took screen grabs. I was expecting the quality to be a bit better on the Insta360, because it's 2K, but I think I had to be in linear mode for the quality to be there on the 2K on the Insta360. Go Insta360 Go 2 version 2. Yeah, because it's 2K. But when you're in the fisheye one, the circular one, so Jerry, what's the matter? You want to go outside? You want to go outside, Jerry? What do you want to go outside for? It's too cold, Jerry. Oh, Jerry! It's too cold, Jerry. There's a tree, there's a block down the road with my favourite. Remember how I like gum trees? And with gum trees, there's a block down the road that sold recently, the old doctor's office. And there's these two beautiful gum trees there. And I think they're being earmarked for being chopped down.
Hey, it looks like the red death, the red spot of death. These majestic old gum trees that I grew up with are finally being chopped down. Well, they're being chopped down now because the bloody club have bought the doctor's surgery after 30 years. And now I can see these red, it's almost like bullet holes into these trees. Now these trees, I've been taking photos of these trees from my balcony for years, and they're like part of the family now, but bloody club, you know, I guess it's all business, you know. So pretty much all the beautiful trees in suburbia are just going down one by one. I guess that's what happens when you get older. Eventually everything dies, but these didn't have to die. Have a look at them. They're majestic. Look at that. That's a beauty. You see that? See that? It's like a ghostly. So here's the last few shots of them. the final photographs of Smithfield's classic gum trees. I mean, they're probably planted before I was born. There's another one over there that's got a red dot of death on it. Jerry's not happy about it either. Jerry, that's your favourite tree too, isn't it? They're taking away our favourite tree, Jerry. They're going to chop our favourite tree down. Yes, I know you get scared, Jerry. Poor Jerry. They're chopping the tree down, Jerry. Anyway, shit happens. And that's the end of that. Anyway, I'll try and gather as many photos as I can. I mean, I didn't take really many good photos of them, but at least that'll live on. And this little video is an ode to the tree. So, unless I've got it all wrong, and those red dots mean do not cut these ones down. They're going to build some bullshit car park, and it's going to be like 50 story, 100,000 more poker machines.
The idea of photography is to capture things before they go, I guess. So other than obviously your family, your photos of your kids and stuff, you want to capture the moments that won't be there, and that way preserve it forever. Now, whether it's in your own little world, you can share it with your family, or just even documenting your local neighbourhood is one. Because I remember I had these it's funny that when I watch back the Super 8 videos, it's the local area footage, not the footage of, you know, me getting christened and, you know, in a garage having a party and your kids and whatever. It's looking around at the environment and going, wow, look what's changed. You know, those incidental, you know, that's why I guess like street photography, people think, what are you doing? You're just taking photos of people in the streets, you know, but you're documenting things, whether it's for now or in 100 years, people are going to look back. I mean, if YouTube's still around, but in the background you go, oh wow, look, that church isn't there anymore. I started thinking about that now that they're going to chop these bloody trees down. Because we had I love this bit. As we ballet to the sun. Is what was I thinking about? Oh, there's another tree here a couple of years ago, the oak tree. Now I think the old lady who used to live there back in the 40s and 50s, she would have planted that. And it's only a couple of years ago now that got chopped down. I mean, that was massive. You know, I used to love that tree. Every autumn, all the leaves would, you know, fall and it would go everywhere. I think that's the reason why he chopped it down. Pissed off with all the leaves. Anyway, that's me ranting on about trees. I don't know, why am I ranting? Jerry, why am I ranting on about trees? I think I'm just trying to get to the idea that photography can capture those moments and preserve them forever, and video, and whether it's on any format, analog, digital, record players, you know, whatever happened to these. Yeah, one day, yeah, this medium format will go, which already has, and it's moved on from CDs, and even CDs are now gone. Now it's all online, Spotify, but it's always good to keep a record, you know, of people's voices and whatever on any medium you can find, and to preserve those moments in photography, music, whatever. I mean, I know we're so saturated now with content. You know what they say, there's more photos happening today than there has been in the history of photography for the last 50, 100 years. It's just begun to become more accessible. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but Jerry, come and help me. I don't know what the hell I'm on about with trees these days, but here's a nice tree that I planted a couple of years ago. This is a maple tree. Japanese maple is my favourite. This one starting to get a little bit bigger. And of course this one here, I've got no idea what it is. It's a nice green one. And then this is my olive tree. This just came out of nowhere. I don't know where the hell it came from. That's been there for about 10-15 years. I think a seed just fell on the floor and it started growing. That's olive trees for you. Jerry's in the corner there. Jerry, what are you doing in the corner? You're catching some sun. Yes, you're catching some sun, Jerry. Yes, I know, you're catching the sun. That's your favourite little corner underneath the passion fruit. This one my sister bought me. This is a steel magnolia. I think that's the movie. I think it's just a magnolia. And then of course I've got all my bonsais. Well, they're not really bonsais. They're more, I call them the Italian bonsais. I put them in bigger pots and they're a little bit bigger than the Japanese bonsais. And I don't really do anything with them. I just chuck them in there and hope for the best. And of course this beauty here, the classic mango tree here, big persimmon trees. And these ones are really good because they lose their leaves and they get nice golden colours. Everyone's got to have a lemon tree. If you that brings life to. You just have it. Yeah, everyone has a lemon tree in their backyard. It signifies life, and it's good for colds too. One lemon per day keeps the flu away. Anyway, Tippy Tail Tuesday, Jerry. We'll go for a walk? You already went for a walk. You want to go for another one? We'll take the camera this time. Eh? Yes. We'll take the camera, Jerry. And we'll go for a Tippy Tail Tuesday walk. It's like, yeah, sometimes you get in a bit of a rut with photography and you want to try and do as much as you can. And you just got to get that creative bug back. The more you're out there doing it, the more shutter therapy that you get. Hey Jerry, you say goodbye to the people on the YouTube? You gonna say goodbye to the people on the YouTube? No, you're too busy licking. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll do something this weekend and you can all tag along. Thanks for tagging along with me on my photographic journey. Well, really more of a YouTube journey than anything. So, Jerry, what do you want to do? You want to go for that walk? What do you think? Alright, let's go.